The sacred art of celebrating life and co-creating living ceremony is central to the life of the new priestess and the new priest. Living ceremony takes us into a concept-free zone. Here, heaven and earth dance and create anew. Here we co-create in harmony with nature and all that is. We emerge with new conceptualizations of the life process. Living ceremony energizes and activates aliveness and nurtures intimacy. Institutionalized ritual, directed rather than facilitated, formulated rather than flowing, restricts and demands conformity and fosters impersonal relationships. Note the way the media and mainstream religious, political, economic, social, and cultural rituals promote uniformity rather than unity in diversity. Living ceremony activates our emergence. Living ceremony lands our visions and our dreams of a new earth, of a world of wholeness where we evolve as unique expressions of the One. Indigenous people know that we land our dream selves and dream the dream onward through sacred ceremony. The patriarchal rituals that we have created over many lifetimes attempt to contain the dream, to fragment it into parts that get frozen in time. Think about what gets energized and manifested by our participation in these rituals. Earth is a mystery school. As God, goddess, initiates being trained to create universes of our own, we are given equations to solve. We are more alert to the clues all around us when we live in ceremony. Living ceremony returns us to wholeness. It brings us into harmony with all our relations and frees us from systems and behaviors that do not support the true spirit of our earthly journey. Life is ceremony. Intimate relationships are those that constantly express sacred ritual qualities, a pure experience free of storylines, agendas, and dogma. Ceremony reveals the ways and means to stay in the flow of the process, to engage in sacred relationships, and to live abundant, celebratory earthly lives while dancing to celestial music. As each of us steps forth from the place of our own inner knowing, we land the dream and dream it onward. Living ceremony is co-created by a group of people who set an intent and lift it up to the greatest good for all concerned. Together they create a bridge between the reality of spirit or soul and the physical reality. And they do so in ways individually and collectively meaningful to them. In her book, The Spirit of Intimacy, Sobonfu Some speaks of a ritual as a shared meal where everyone brings their own ingredients. When all the ingredients or elements are gathered, the ritualists co-determine which ones work best. No two meals or rituals are alike, so it is important to carefully determine what ingredients or elements are most appropriate for any given ceremony. Carrying the meal metaphor further, sacred space is created by setting a beautiful table, an altar or shrine with objects significant to the participants and reflecting the ceremonial intent. The meal ceremony begins with appetizers, a centering in which spirits, including the spirit of place and the ancestors, are acknowledged and the intent is stated. This is followed by the main course, activation of the intent. And the meal always ends with dessert, a closing to seal ceremonial energies and give thanks to spirits, the spirit of place, ancestors, and one another. Just as at a dinner table, it is best to stay for the full meal and to respectfully excuse oneself if there's a need to leave before the ceremony or meal has ended. Incorporate music, song, and dance in whatever ways are natural and enlivening for participants. Allow for flow and spontaneity, tears and laughter. Many indigenous people say that the spirits only stay around if there's food and laughter. The components and intent of a ritual or ceremony from a Hopi perspective are 1. Form or rules, 2. Symbols, objects, place, 3. Song, performance, words, and 4, dance rhythm. The intent is to excite emotions and a sense of aesthetics and to bring forth power for good for all clans. The ritual or ceremony has universality, hope for life, through faith, industry, cooperation, and love. The potency, immediate and long-term, personal and universal, of any ritual or ceremony is proportional to the participant's sustained, focused consciousness and intent, preceding, during, and after the activity. The primary consideration regarding co-created ceremonies is that the components are personally significant and relevant to the participants so that a harmonic chord is struck within their feeling realm. The essence of a ceremony has 4 key aspects. 1, energetic attunement with place, purpose, and participants seen and unseen. 2, personal relevance. 3, co-creative synergy. And 4, focused celebratory attention. Even grieving ceremonies are celebratory in the sense of engaging life on life's terms. Life is ceremony. Life is celebration. By ceremonializing and celebrating our joys and sorrows, our dreams and our nightmares, we honor life and fully embrace the human experience. We co-create a unified energy field in which we fully and consistently feel the frequency of sacredness. Unlike the sterile sameness of some mechanistic rituals, living ceremony is of the eternal, ever-changing now. Living ceremony quickens because it is spontaneously alive, never repeating itself, always evolving into the more life is becoming. By ceremonializing our lives, we establish an open pathway between the worlds and continually experience our wholeness.